Hey everybody, it's Donal from YOGABODY Ireland, and I'm going to lead us through one of our Easy Like a Sunday Morning sessions. So we'll begin lying down on our backs. Now here, make yourself comfortable, bend your knees and allow your eyes to close. We'll take a few moments to set ourselves up for a calming practice. Letting go of the world and its busyness and everything that's going on at the moment. So come into your body with your eyes closed, have a sense of your body. Feel your body's presence. Softening your body. Quietening your body. Settling your body. And now having a sense of your breath. Noticing in a simple way your body breathing in and breathing out. With your mouth softly closed, begin to quietly deepen your breath. As you breathe in, allow your belly to rise and your chest to fill. So it's as though you're filling your entire upper body with your breath, inflating it, and exhaling, dropping your chest, dropping your belly. So you're lying relaxed, knees bent, noticing your body breathing. Taking slow breaths into your belly, into your ribs, into your chest. And now we'll pace our breath so that it's roughly 5-6 seconds for an in-breath, 5-6 seconds for an out-breath. We can do that by counting slowly 1 to 4 as we inhale, and 4 back to 1 as we exhale. I'll pace us through a few rounds. So preparing to in-breathe and breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. In breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, out breath, 4, 3, 2, 1. In again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 4, 3, 2, 1. And now stretching your legs, reaching your heels towards the front of the mat. On an inhale, sweep your arms back behind you and have a full, comfortable, reclining stretch here. You can reach into your fingers, reach into your heels. And if your hands don't easily or readily come to the floor, that's fine. Just take your hands nice and wide apart, maybe even soften or bend your elbows. Now here have a sense of your entire body, like a whole body length experience. Hold that sense of your body in awareness for a few more moments. And now we're going to move with our breath. So as you exhale, return your arms by your side. And inhaling, sweep your arms back over your head. And again, exhaling, arms come back by your side. Inhale breath, sweep your arms back behind your head. So you keep doing that, moving with your breath, inhaling, sweeping your arms back behind you, stretching your body, exhaling, arms come back by your side. In yoga, we move with our breath. So certain movements are more suited to different phases of the breath, but here just more generally the idea of inhaling, lengthening, opening, exhaling, softening, relaxing, returning, arms by your side. Now moving your body with your breath, of course, is an act of mindfulness. You're mindful of your breath, you move, stretching back overhead when you inhale, and you move as you exhale, returning your arms by your side. And mindfulness, of course, is this action that we can do to help us not be so caught up with our thinking mind. So right there in the practice, just being aware of your breath and moving, we are practicing mindfulness as well. Now again, sweep your arms back behind you. Again, reach into your heels, reach into your fingers, and have what I call like a nice, easy, lazy Sunday morning stretch where you stretch out your entire body, and it's quite a pleasant, enjoyable, sensual experience. So that as we go through the practice, it's not that we're forcing shapes on the body, it's more that we're just deepening our sense of embodiment. Now next, bend your knees. Draw your knees in towards your trunk, reach forward, grab hold of your knees or shins, or maybe even the backs of your thighs, like everything's good here. And then settle again onto your mat, have your head down, your spine down. And now with your eyes closed again, perhaps, having a sense of your body as like a blob of presence, just something that you can let your mind's attention settle onto or into. And then beginning to sway or rock a little bit from side to side. Now gently here. And as you rock from side to side, start to pick up on or notice the qualities of rocking, the experience of rocking. So rocking is a very primal practice. It's very grounding. It's very calming. It's reassuring, it's comforting. So as you lie on your back, gently swaying from side to side, holding your legs, pick up on those qualities, how it feels to gently rock, gently sway, left and then right. Eyes closed. Okay, and pause. And now as you pause, stretch into your heels, draw your legs a little bit closer in, relax your shoulders, come back into body awareness, and come back into breath awareness, and come back into present moment awareness, just staying with what you're doing now, staying with this experience of lying on your back, holding your knees, breathing. Now taking your feet down to your mat, knees are bent, feet are about hip width apart. Have your arms out from your side. On an inhale, lift your bum, lift your back up into the air. And on an exhale, bring your body back down to the floor. So continue this, again moving with your breath. Inhale, lifting up into a bridge pose. Exhale, coming back down. Now we're just beginning to move, so don't overdo it. Take it very easy. If you can lose the idea of trying to force some sort of a shape on the body, and instead get more into the process. Just more into the movement, lifting your body as you breathe in, letting your body come back down to the earth as you breathe out. Inhaling, lifting the tailbone, lifting the pelvic area, arching the back, coming up onto your shoulders. Exhaling, vertebrae by vertebrae, body back down. So continuing this, you keep breathing and lifting. I'll just say a little bit more. So here we are starting to loosen up the posterior chain of muscles, the muscles in the back of our body, opening the sides of our upper body. Maybe lifting the quads high to get a bit of a stretch there and opening in the hips and pelvic area. But again, get into the movement, just get into the experience of moving your body as you breathe in and out, how it feels. So it's not just a physical thing, but also it's like an energetic practice. It's a practice of deepening a sense of embodiment. Nice easy breaths in and out. We'll do a couple more. Up into a nice bridge shape on an in-breath. Back down on your out breath. One more inhale, lift up. Remember, no strain ever in your back, just going as far as is okay for you. And down on your out breath. Now stay for a moment as you are. We'll do some easy twisting. On an out breath, let both knees fall out to one side. Inhale, knees back to center. And exhale, knees go to the other side. So continuing this. Inhaling, knees center. Exhale, knees out to the side. Now it's more common that the knees don't get to the floor. That's fine. Again, not being so like goal driven, forcing a shape on your body, but instead just coming into your body, connecting with it, and then moving with your breath. And you know what will happen is that your nervous system will start to give you more range of movement if you just take it easy, do things mindfully. If it's okay for you to do so, you can bring your legs together. So now both legs fall like a single unit. Just keep a watch over your lower back and sacroiliac area. You don't want any strong pulling there. Remember, we just want to get out of our heads, release tension from our body, release tension from our nervous system, deepen our sense of embodiment, and loosen up our body more generally. Great, okay, so pause here. Our legs are together. And now we're going to stretch our legs towards the front of the mat. And we'll stretch out the backs of our legs. Easy enough on an in-breath. Stretch one leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, change legs, other leg goes up. Exhale, down. Inhale, first leg again. Exhale, down. Second leg, inhale, up. Exhale, down. So continue this on an in-breath. Stretching up. And on an out-breath, releasing. As you reach your leg up towards the ceiling, reach into your heel and maybe draw the leg a little bit more towards you. A little bit of hip flexion. So just gently loosening out the backs of your legs. We'll do more stretches for our legs as we go through the practice, but for now just beginning to loosen them up. Inhaling, stretching up. Exhaling, back down. Good. Pause here. Now again, beginning to stretch your arms back behind you. Cross your thumbs. So hook your thumbs together. So that then when you reach your arms back behind you, as you pull on your thumbs or draw on your thumbs, you'll get some work coming into your shoulders. Now, you don't want to tense up here. You want to stay soft around the head and neck, even though you stretch out the sides of your upper body and your shoulders. So just get that point where you've got practice, just the right amount of practice, but you're not introducing tension, you're not tightening up. Remember, just take pleasant stretch, deepening your sense of embodiment, reaching into your heel. Now let's change the cross of the thumbs as well. So, and you know, you can bend your elbows as much as you need to. So like regulate the stretch by straightening elbows or backing off and opening your elbows. Okay, we'll come out of this. Again, we'll hug our knees. So bring your knees in towards you, grab hold of them. Option, of course, here too is to hold the backs of your thighs. Maybe to have the knees or the inner legs parted. It's all good. You just practice where you're at. Now from here we want to come to sit. Some of us will rock and roll up to sit. Some of us will roll onto our side to come up. Both are good. And a little back arch. Now take your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your feet out about 10-12 degrees. Lean back. Engage your pelvic floor muscles about 12-20%. Fingers point sideways. Soften your elbows. And begin to arch your back. Now again, you're moving your back, you're arching it, so be aware of what's going on there. If you have weak wrists or strained wrists, just be mindful of that. And also too, keep your elbows soft so you're not straining your elbows. Now roll your shoulders back, shoulder blades a little bit closer together and into your back. Come onto your sit bones and curl your chest up towards the ceiling. Don't drop your head back or anything like that just yet. In fact, we never drop our head back, but there is a movement where we lift our chin, we take our chin back, you know, so it's extending that arch out of like lower back into mid back, upper back. And here, of course, there is the external shape that you're making, but inwardly, how does it feel? So come into the energetic experience. So back bending can be quite awakening, enlivening, energizing, and pleasant as well. So just like don't miss out on all of that inner side of the practice. Keep breathing, of course. Don't hold your breath. Okay, coming out of this, you're going to look forward and coming to sit up. Now, options here would be to have your knees softly bent, maybe even having your legs hip width apart, but more challenge with your legs together, so whatever works for you. Fingertips are by your sides, by your hips, and we sit up tall. Now, stay soft. If this is quite difficult for you, you could put a block or something, folded blanket underneath your sit bones just to take pressure off of your back. If there's a lot of rounding there, do that, or certainly use your hands to support your back. Remember, we don't want to strain any of our joints. We just want to work at opening our body up. Now here then, you could start to stretch into your heels, start to engage your leg muscles, start to stretch your legs, growing your spine, opening your shoulders back, and making whatever other little adjustments will help you to be comfortable here. Big one would be modulating the stretch with your knees, bending or straightening, and then supporting your body with your fingertips. Remember, we're not looking to kill ourselves. It's not like running laps or anything like that, you know, it's not like boot camp. We just want to stretch and open and breathe and become present, release tension, like I say. Get out of our heads, deepen our sense of embodiment. Now you could say here is a great place to be, but if you like a little bit more, then taking your hands in front of your chest. So now you take away the support of your upper body strength. This is a good place to be. Perhaps taking your arms out, take them wider than shoulder width, and then beginning to lengthen your arms up towards the ceiling. So again, they don't have to come perfectly overhead. Like this is good, maybe an angle of 45 degrees. But you are in time going to work towards extending up towards the ceiling. Now the trick here is not to be tightening. We don't want to be getting all uncomfortable and the breath shortening. So just go as far as okay. Breathe and feel and stay with your present moment. Now let's arch the back again. We're going to lean back, fingers pointing forward this time. Engage your pelvic floor muscles, lower abdominals. Soften your elbows, push into your hands. Curl, 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 curl the chest up towards the ceiling. Again, don't habitually drop your head back. No, just hang on. Get the arch into your back, feel it. Breathe here. And then maybe the chin can come up and the chin can come back. Breathe and feel. Okay, good. Look forward. Next we come to be on all fours. Now some of us will cross our shins and roll over our legs. And then for many of us, what we'll do is just take our feet out to the side and come to be on all fours. So on all fours, take your knees as wide as your mat. Big toes touch. Sit your bum back onto your heels. They may not get there. We won't hold this for too long, so just be aware of your lower back and reach your hands forward and settle here. Now we have maybe a stretch in the quads, some hip flexion, stretching your back, opening in the sides of the upper body, and a stretch through your shoulders. And if you engage your hands, you'll bring in some upper body engagement as well. So you can press down on the tips of your fingers, base of your fingers. if your forehead comes to the mat, comes to the floor, then you could place it there. But it has to be your forehead, not your hairline, not the crown of the head. Otherwise you're overstretching. You can see overstretching the back of your neck. We don't want to do that. Okay. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Breathe into the sides of your upper body. Be conscious of that. Remember, we're using our breath, we're using our body just as skillful tools to help us to not be caught up with thinking, but also modulating your breath so that it's easy, it's steady, it's calming, it's bringing in the oxygen that you need. Good. Inhale, up you come to be on all fours. Let's do some dynamic movement. Exhale, sit your bum back onto your heels. Inhale, rise up, all fours. Exhale, breath, sit your bum back onto your heels. Inhale, all fours. So let's repeat this. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, sitting back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Just some simple movement, simple dynamic stretch. For these sort of movements, I like to have my eyes closed. It helps me turn my gaze inward. And then connect with the body, with the breath. So it becomes like an exercise in mindfulness, even in a meditative exercise. So in meditation, of course, we give conscious awareness to an object in the present moment, generally speaking. So here, that object can just be your body moving as you breathe in, as you breathe out. Very simple pattern. Great. So now let's move our spine and our upper body, eliminating stiffness from the spine. Again, always moving slowly, always moving gently with awareness, never going to extreme ranges of movement, never forcing anything on your body. On an exhale, tuck your tailbone, begin to round your lower back and then mid-back, upper back, and looking back between your thighs. As you inhale then, back to a neutral spine, all fours, and then arching your back gently, opening your shoulders, looking forward past your hands. Again, exhaling, rounding your spine, cat pose, and inhaling, looking forward, arching your back, opening your shoulders. So we'll continue this. We'll come back to a neutral spine, and then from there go into a cat pose. Come back to a neutral spine, all fours, and then from there come into what we call this cow pose. Again, getting this idea of not forcing anything, not being so like, oh, here's the pose, I got to drive myself into my most maximum expression of that. No, just instead, just get into the process, doing your movements quite deliberately, clearly, mindfully, so that your practice is not an attack on your body. And so here it's quite pleasant, just loosening out stiffness from the back of the body and the shoulders, pelvic area, moving with your breath. Great. Okay, we'll pause here, we'll do a worky one. So on all fours, we're going to look forward, taking your left arm into the air, reaching into your fingertips. Push into your right hand. No tension in the head or neck here. Keep it soft. And exhale, breath down. Other side. Right arm reaches out, thumb points towards the ceiling. Just gaze forward, keep your head and neck soft. Take some breaths here. As you do that, push down into your lower hand. Super. Down. Okay. Right leg. Lift that. Stretch it back. Have the heel aligned with the sit bone. Scoop the breastbone forward a bit. Engage your pelvic floor muscles. Gaze forward past your hands. Head and neck soft. Okay, change sides. Left foot goes back. Keep the heel aligned with the sit bone. Scoop the breastbone forward, just so that you're not hunching around your head and neck and shortening or rounding mid-spine. Keep it long. Gaze forward past your hands. Okay, down. Now, first arm again. This is step one. It's a good place to be. You're holding the weight of your limb, your arm in the air. That might be just the right amount of work for you. If you like a little bit more, take the opposite leg back. Now again, keep the hip and the sit bone aligned. Reach forward into your fingertips as you push into an imaginary wall. Gaze forward past your hands. Push down into your lower hand. Exhale, breath down. Inhale. Opposite arm goes forward. Staying here. Your knees are hip width apart. This may be where your practice is, but if you like a step two, opposite leg lifts and stretches back. Now pause here. Imagine you're pushing into a wall behind you and reaching towards a friend in front of you. Push down into your lower hand for 3, 2, engage your pelvic floor muscles, and then 1. Down you come. Perfect. Okay, we'll stretch out our upper body. Now, knees underneath your hips, hands shoulder width apart. We'll take one elbow forearm down, we'll take the other down, and then stretch one arm out. Take it nice and wide as your mat, and the other arm. So again here, just get a nice stretch through your entire upper body. Engage your hands to bring some action into your shoulders and upper body. Head and neck soft. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Feel your body. And be present to what you're doing now. Okay, good. Come on up. We'll do some easy down dog work. So again, all fours, hands underneath your shoulders, maybe a little bit forward, fingers are spread. Tuck your toes under, engage your pelvic floor muscles. Now push into your hands, lift your bum and your hips high into the air, and take your bum and your hips towards the wall behind you. Keep your knees bent, just so that you can get a real sense of length through your upper body, just like you just did in the previous pose. Now relax your head and neck. We can loosen our head and neck here by moving slowly left and right. Like you're saying no, 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 no. And then slowly, gently, mindfully, like you're saying yes, 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 nodding your head. Remember to engage your hands now. And then knees down. Sit back onto your heels again for a moment. Keep your arms where they are, unless you need to rest. Then we'll go again for a downward dog in just a moment. So reset here. Nice deep breath in and out. And then up we come again. Tuck your toes under. Push into your hands. Lift your sit bones, lift your hips. And take your hips and sit bones away from your hands. Relax your head and neck now. Maybe step your toes a little bit forward. We'll stretch out one leg and then the other. So exhaling, take one heel down to the mat. Inhaling up, exhaling the other leg down. And then off you go. So it's like you're pedaling or mulching grapes or something. But just as you hold the pose, stretching one leg, stretching the other leg. So a little bit more stretch in each leg now. Remember to have your hands working in the pose so that you're not dumping into your wrists. Good. Okay, down you come. Let's take a pause. Sit back onto your heels. Get your breath. Pause here. Okay, one more. So let's come into it this way, with your bum coming back towards your heels. Stretch your arms forward, stretch your hands forward. Come on up. Now leave your hands as they are. Imagine they're glued to the mat. Tuck your toes under. Push into your hands. Lift your bum into the air, hips into the air. Take your bum and hips away from your shoulders, away from your hands. Relax your head and neck. But some of us will maybe step our toes a little bit towards our hands, just so that we have a bit more integration or stability in the pose. And then beginning to open the backs of your legs. Now don't force anything here. Keep your head and neck soft, shoulders soft, hands engaged. Your breath is easy. Just stretch your legs, open the backs of your legs. Descend your heels towards the mat. It's more common that the heels don't come to the mat, that's fine. Mine didn't when I started off the practice. I mean, eventually with practice they will come down. But it's more common, as I say, that they'll be in the air. That's fine. You're still stretching your legs. Hips away from your shoulders. Maybe lift the sit bone a little bit. Be aware of your back. Get a nice stretch. Breathe here. Feel it. Okay, coming out of this, we're going to come to be on all fours again. And again, let's sit back. We'll pause here. And we'll do another round of the pose. So each time we go into the downward dog, you just find your body's going to give you a little bit more. Okay, let's go. Tuck your toes under. Stretch your bum up into the air, hips away from your shoulders. Maybe adjust your feet a little bit. Now your feet are about hip width apart. And again, just getting a nice sense of length through your entire upper body. Then through the backs of your legs. Engage your thigh muscles. Relax your head and neck. Shoulder blades come down the back. Breathe. Breathe consciously. Feel your body. Stay with what's happening now. Yeah. So the three pillars of the practice: body awareness, breath awareness, and present moment awareness. Okay, look towards the front of your mat. Bending your knees, begin to walk. And then just so that you can come to sit down again. And lie down again. We'll do something for our inner thighs or our groins, the adductor muscles, the outer hips. So we'll do a reclining frog pose or frogger, where you need to be very mindful of that stretch in the inner thighs, the groins, particularly if you've had a groin injury. I mean, obviously, if some pose isn't right for you, then omit it. But here you're stretching into your heels. There's 16, 17 muscles, apparently, related to our hips. So stretching into your heels, you'll find engages some of those muscles. Knees are peeling apart. And this is a static stretch. So your spine is down, your head is down. Shins are parallel to the floor. Modulate the stretch, moving your legs about a bit, you'll see. Take a couple more breaths here. And then beginning a dynamic stretch. So inhale, bring the legs towards you, bring them together, and then take them away. And then peel them apart again. Bring them towards you, take them away. And once again, peel them apart. And so you continue. Just the added challenge of dynamically moving the weight of your legs through the air. Remember just loosening your hips, opening the hips, stretching the inner thighs, the outer hips. That's it. Let's change direction. Like, don't force any sort of a massive stretch onto your inner legs. So we become more flexible, not in any one single session, but just through consistent practice. That's it. So there's no point in forcing anything. Okay, good. And let's just hold frogger again, static stretch. About 20-30 seconds. Stretch into your heels. Peel your legs apart. Quiet breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. Knees together. Hug your knees again. Pause here. Take a breath in and out. And then stretching your legs long towards the front of the mat. Again, inhale, hook your thumbs and reach back behind you. Get a nice long full, complete body stretch. And we'll do a worky one, so bend your knees. This is called dead bug pose. Our shins are parallel to the floor. Our knees are in the air, thighs are perpendicular. And our shoulders are down. We take our arms and reach them up towards the ceiling. So we're like a dead insect. This is called dead bug pose. Now this is step one, and it's a great place to be. You're holding the weight of your four limbs in the air. That may be just the right amount of practice for you. So you can stay there until you've had enough, or if you want to do a step two, if you'd like to do a step two, we're going to move on an in-breath, right arm back behind, and left leg forward. Exhale, back to center, dead bug pose. Then inhale, opposite side. Left arm goes back, right leg goes forward. Exhale, dead bug pose. So off you go, moving with your breath, opposite arm, opposite leg. The exhale breath brings you back to center and to dead bug pose. Now move slowly. It's actually more challenging, and it asks us to develop our motor control better. Now many of us, we won't get our hand or our heel to the mat. That's fine, you know, just go as far as is okay. But you are looking in time to land your heel down, land your fingers down. Okay, and then there is a progression from here, if you'd like, which is to take both legs and both arms at the same time. So that can be your step three, if that's okay for you. Remember, slowly, between extension and dead bug pose, and just do the right level of practice for you. Good. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Hug your knees again. Get your breath back. Pause here. Let's kick into the heels, stretch into the heels to stretch the calves a bit, and draw the knees quite firmly in, flexing your hips. We'll just do a few more poses. We'll do a bridge pose, a back arch. We'll do a stretch for the backs of our legs, a simple twist, and relax. Okay, so bridge pose, the knees are bent. We did this already at the start, but now we'll hold the stretch. Arms are by your side. On an inhale, lift your bum into the air, lift your back into the air, and you're looking to come nice and high up onto your shoulders, taking the arch out of your lower back. So we can do that by walking onto our shoulders. Now remember, we don't want any strain in the lower back. If your lower back is starting to pinch, then you've reached your limit. Just back off a bit. You know, just tighten it somewhere. Maybe the hips, maybe the thighs, maybe mid-spine, upper spine. So don't force past that. You'll get there eventually through consistent practice. Now coming higher, you can interlace your fingers underneath you. And push into your elbows. Push into your upper arms. Sometimes the knees can roll out to the side or collapse in, so just be aware of that and work the inner foot and the outer foot. Now lift the entire upper body towards the ceiling and leave your feet where they are, but just gently push on your feet, push on your heels, and you'll just see it brings you a little bit more up onto the shoulders. Good. And exhale breath, down you come. Stretch your legs towards the front of the mat. Inhale again, stretch back behind you, just reset here. We'll come into a bridge pose one more time when you're ready. Bend your knees, fingertips can reach forward, touch off of your heels. Lift up onto your shoulders. Interlace your fingers. Engage your pelvic floor muscles. Balance the weight between inner foot and outer foot. Push on your feet or your heels gently, just to rise up a little bit more, get a real sense of arching your back. Good. Breathing here. Okay, down you come. Stretch your legs long. Inhale, stretch back behind you. Reset here. And now we'll stretch your legs again. So bending your knees. Take hold of the back of your right leg. And stretch your leg. So reach your heel up towards the ceiling. Now initially the opposite leg is bent. This gives us greater chance of stretching the active leg. Okay, now reach into your heel, open the eye of the knee, draw your leg towards you. Don't get into a tug of war with your legs. Just get a stretch that's a bit stinky, but you can hold it. Keep breathing, easy, steadily. So I doubt if any of us like stretching our hamstrings, that's fine. But don't get caught up with the stretching discomfort. Just give your focus to your breath, your body. We're holding this stretch for about 60 seconds plus. Now if you'd like more stretch in that top leg, you can straighten your lower leg. But if that causes the top leg to bend and you lose your stretch, then just hit reverse, right? So it's not about getting into a shape, it's about just doing the right amount of practice for you. Shapes will come in time. Okay, quiet breaths here, relax your head and neck. And let's change sides. So release that leg down, have the knee bent, leg bent initially. Stretch the opposite leg up, hold on to the back of your leg. Recline your spine so your head is down. Reach into your heels, open the eye of the knee, back waist down. Relax stretch here. So there can be a lot of strong stretch going on in the back of your legs. We call that sun energy or yang energy. But in the rest of the body, there can be soft yin or moon energy, quite relaxed breath. So if your mind drifts, the quality of the stretch will be compromised. So stay with your stretch. Just get a stretch that's got the right amount of challenge. It's okay, it's not going to kill you. If you like more stretch, straighten the lower leg towards the front of the mat. Okay, good, release that down. Now again, let's just reset by hugging our knees. Stretching into the heels, relax your head and neck. Feet down, bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out to the side. Interlacing your fingers. Inhaling, stretching back behind you. Again, bending your elbows as much as you need to, or straightening them as much as is okay for you here. Back ribs down. Let's take some breaths as though the breath came in through the pelvic floor, in through the pelvic area, the tailbone, and travel up along your spine to the crown of your head, and then exhale back down along your spine. So you have a wave of awareness moving up and down along your upper body. Keep an eye on the inner grinds. We don't want any strong pulling or shaking there. If that's going on, just come out of the pose. Just bring your knees up. We won't hold it for much longer. In any case, and also keep your head and neck soft here. Remember, don't force anything on your body. Just allow your body to breathe and release tension and to open and to regain range of movement over time. Okay, knees come up, arms come back. Stretch your legs out. We'll do a very simple twist. Bending your right leg, place the right foot on your left leg or on the knee thigh area. Come onto your left side a little bit. And then roll out and let the top knee come across the body towards the floor. You can take the opposite hand onto the knee. And then stretching the other arm out along your side. Turn your head to look out along the shoulder. We don't want any tension or strain in the neck, so don't overdo the rotation, and you could also just stay looking up if you'd like. Take some breath into your lower back. As you breathe in, you could count slowly 1 to 4. As you breathe out, counting slowly 4 back to 1. Be in your body. Be with your breath. Just be in the moment. Okay, let's do the other side. Foot on top. Come onto your side a bit, just so you can get the leg across the body. And then come back off the side, shoulders down. Stretching your arm out. As I say, stay looking up towards the ceiling. Your eyes are closed. Or turn your head to look out along your straight arm. Once there's no tension in your head or neck. Our 3 B's: body awareness, breath awareness, and being. Just being in the present moment. Staying with what's happening now. And coming out of this pose, we come into relaxation pose. So for relaxation pose, you want to be cozy and comfortable. If you want to put on an extra layer of clothing now, you could do that, or cover yourself with a throw or a blanket. Also, some of us may need something, a support underneath our head. So if your chin is like pointed, if you're shorting the back of your neck, then just put a blanket or some sort of a support underneath your head, so you balance the chin and the forehead. Now if your back is tired or achy, you can have your knees bent to take pressure off of your lower back. If your legs are straight, take your feet as wide as the mat and let your legs roll out from your hip. Arms out from your side. Open your arms so that your palms face up towards the ceiling. Maybe check in on your lower back, and if you need to reposition your back ribs or waist so that you're comfortable in your lower back. And make whatever other adjustments will help you to settle here. Now with your eyes closed, turn your gaze inwards. Have a sense of your body. Whole body space. And allow that whole body space to soften. Softening your inner body space. Ungripping. Relaxing. Opening. Softening. Releasing tension from that inner body space. Quietening internally. Allow the movement of your breath in your body to be noticed in a simple way. Stay connected or attuned to that inner body space, but noticing the movement of your breath in that space to help you anchor into it. Stay out of your head, free from thinking, relaxed awareness, releasing tension, and resting here for a few minutes. Okay, so if you care to remain in relaxation pose for longer, then obviously doing that, but I'm going to lead some instructions to let the practice come to a close. So once again, coming back to having a sense of yourself, sense of the room that you are in, sense of your body, and then beginning to encourage your body once again back towards wakefulness with some easy movement at first. So like things like wriggling toes, wriggling your fingers, moving your head a little bit from side to side maybe, and then starting to let larger movements appear, whatever feels good, like maybe bending your knees, maybe stretching back behind your head, hugging your knees, just whatever feels okay for your body to do, so that you gently but surely come back to being fully awake again. And then marking the end of your relaxation by rolling over onto your side. Traditionally it's the right side that you roll to, and from your side then pushing into your hands, pushing into your elbows, arms, and coming up to sit. And we'll close off our practice by sitting comfortably, however that is for you. Taking one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly. We'll do a few rounds of 4x4 breath. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. In again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stay with the movement of your hands as your body breathes in and out. Eyes closed, gaze turned inwards. If you care to, internally repeating a couple of times, may my practice heal and strengthen my body and mind. May my practice heal and strengthen my body and mind. And finishing our practice, taking a breath in. As you exhale, allowing your eyes to open, releasing your hands. And we're finished.